Huh. So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 3 Remastered, the Lost Artifact expansion. This is Guys 115 speaking, and what we've just seen was a shot of some small submersible moving across the seabed in between the two tunnels, one presumably leading to France, the other to England, via an underwater passage. So let me officially welcome you to the only grammatically incorrect level, Sleeping with the Fishes. This is of course a reference to a phrase when someone's implying that after murdering someone they'll dump their body in water. You know, something you can see across media when being portrayed as stereotypical mafiosos everywhere. In today's level, and by the way this is very likely to happen to Lara, we'll see how well we'll be doing, we are gonna get our hands again on all three secrets, unlocking not just the Codex of Tunnel, but also, and I forgot about this achievement's name, but something about resolving an unsolved mystery. It's actually going to be tied to pickups. You're going to have to pick up 3 pickups in a particular secret in this level for that achievement to register. Then moving on, really, outside of being a completionist, the only thing you need to keep in mind is the monsters SLinc Incorporated. Amazing reference to a movie I have yet to see, I am ashamed to say, but we will have to essentially eliminate 4 enemies, a completely new enemy type, without getting hurt, which given they're underwater and we're gonna have to master the harpoon, can actually be quite the challenge. So we are gonna get our hands on all 57 goodies, we are gonna land only 15 kills, although arguably there are some dolphins here who you could consider as unkillable enemies. I have did the testing, you can fire off your entire harpoon supply to them, they will bleed but they will never die. It seems they have an infinite amount of health, just like the prisoners in a high security compound or the orcas in area 51. So I'm just for simplicity gonna remove them out of the equation altogether. And finally, I don't think there are any breakable objects, but we'll see, won't we? And of course, goes without saying, I will not use a medpack. Now guys, what I love about this level, and I called it the best underwater level in the game, but one thing that it really fails at is giving us a proper wetsuit. Look at it. Now this makes sense because the original PC release of the expansion was just pulling from Tomb Raider 3 core game assets. So the closest thing to wetsuit was the London catsuit. But this just feels wrong, and thank you so much Speedy Munchlax for your suggestion. We are absolutely turning this into Tomb Raider 2's wetsuit, and this is how we're gonna beat the level. Now I don't recommend the sunglasses here, of course it's gonna be dark, but yeah, this feels so much better, especially next to the locker. And by the way, a little fan service, we have Lara signing 2 pinup posters, but the funny thing is she used her Laura Cruz name. So this was her original name in case you didn't know, and the devs have decided sort of later on to make her just more British, and they were trying to think about a name that could be similar to Cruz, which means a cross, but they didn't want to just call her Lara Cross. Which, I mean, there's a very good reason for that. So instead they just looked up names similar to that and they found the name Croft, if the story is to be believed. Yeah, very simple, kind of an underwhelming origin. Now the fun fact is, since Tomb Raider 3 doesn't really have any outfit that would make Lara walk around barefoot, you will still hear the footstep sounds as if she had her boots on. So that can be a bit weird, but it's honestly a small price to pay for playing the best underwater level in a wetsuit. Anywho, very easy to miss. The first pickup here, a bundle of harpoons. They blend together so well with these textures. And over here, a box of flasks, and you'll get a preview of a hidden cache. This is not officially secret, but it is pretty secret, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you a way to get there. It is guarded by a diver. Now, divers are absolutely gonna be an enemy in this level. Now, I hinted at this back in Highland Flink, but we're gonna have to master the harpoon gun. There will be no underwater propulsion vehicle, and I like this, because in core Tomb Raider 3, there was never any reason to use the harpoon gun, so we're gonna have fun with it now. Now, unfortunately, the bunk door over here, Lara refuses to turn the wheel. We're gonna have to find a mechanism elsewhere to turn it and progress the level. So there's that. And you get really amazing sweeping shots. Again, the yellow submersible. There seems to be a hole in one of the tunnels, which is pretty damn interesting. And I presume we are in the English tunnel, and the one on the other side is the one connecting to France. Who knows? If you walk all the way here, you don't need to do it, but you get a musical cue, so there's that. And if you climb up here, you actually get a preview of a corridor being patrolled by a mercenary. And here on the floor, some MP5 clips, barely visible. These were visible even in the OG graphics, which I appreciate. So, by the way, when we switch to OGs, Lara's back in her catsuit, which is funny. And there's the mercenary. So, let me show you a way to get rid of this guy. We are, of course, gonna employ the MP5, not the harpoon gun. And now, let's try and get a clear shot of him. He should soon make himself visible. Nice. And he was not even aligned to land a revenge potshot at us, which is just as well. So, couple of things. I would first recommend you guys go for a dive into this area over here. And we have essentially a bundle of harpoons to pick up. Now, I'm just trying to not get lost here. Oh, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna show you the secret cache I talked about. So, first of all, these are two yellow buildings connected together. We can enter this one, pull an underwater lever, and this will make the diver we've seen before jump into the water. How cute is that? And the terrifying music, like as if we rediscovered Loch Ness or something like that. So it should only take 4 harpoons to bring one of these guys down, and what you want to do is to have a bit of a dogfight and get behind them. Wonderful. See? And no damage was taken, and we are on the other side of this glass panel, which kind of feels really cool. By the way, he will leave behind almost like a separate suit. It's almost like he's a snake that shed its skin behind. It's a weird graphical glitch. I think this was also the case in the original. I was hoping the remaster would fix it, but there you go. So yeah. He leaves behind almost like an entirely separate body. I guess they didn't really know how to fluently transition from a crouching diver into a swimming one. It's a bit odd like that. Anywho, that wraps up our business here. So this is a purely optional cache of goodies and a diver. Again, if underwater combat is too scary for you and you're not a completionist, you can of course just do without, but come on, that would be a shame. Exploring every nook and cranny of these levels, that's where the real joy is. Okay, now, over here on this coral mount, there's another bundle of harpoons, and try to get as many of these as you can. We saved up all the harpoon gun ammo essentially for this level. We get a sneak peek of an area that will lead to a secret. There's even a dolphin swimming above us, which is really cool. By the way, notice how weird the netting was in the original. Almost like a spider web more than a net. Okay, now I would just like to go for a rebreather. And since there are going to be multiple areas in this level that look kind of similar to one another, I just want to check them like this. Okay, so our next objective is to get inside this cage and continue the level. And we're going to do it from inside the facility. We've already finished off the mercenary, but let's just climb up here and activate the wheel. And this is what opens the bulkhead door at the beginning. Yeah, it's a bit strange like that. Ah, we get a sneak peek of that through the window. Pretty good use of transparent wall textures. And let's go up. By the way, if the scrolling text at the beginning of the video is to be believed, Lara has finally figured out who's behind it. The Tunnel, SLinc Cooperated project, part of the Eurochannel group. So, Miss Sophia Lee clearly is financing this, or someone in her name, because it's rather odd. We finished her off and took the Eye of Isis in the city level, and yet her company is still doing all these shenanigans with the 5th artifact. Which, by the way, we are gonna get our hands on in this level, which feels pretty awesome. So 2/3 of our journey in, we are already gonna get it. Now don't forget the small med pack here, and like this, you by the way get a preview of another frogman just hanging around and what seems to be a submarine underwater. Honestly reminds me more of the submarine from the beginning of 40 Fathoms than anything in this level, but there you have it. In the original, I could not really make out what it was supposed to be, so this is definitely a vast improvement. And by the way, we are on the other side of this corridor, which we'll look through the mirror of, and we can finally get our hands on the MP5 clips. Anyway, let's slide. Now, we are inside the cage I talked about, so what we'll want to do is now open the lever for a way out, but this has the unfortunate tendency of also waking up the 2 frogmen. Oh my god, they're quicker than I thought. And you know what? I'm absolutely taking a picture of these guys. This is pretty cool, I think. We get 2 of them in one shot. Awesome. Okay, let's get going. Guys, I hope you're comfortable with that harpoon gun by now. You can, by the way, of course, climb up into that storage they jump from and try to shoot them from there, but you know what? If there's ever a level we're gonna use the harpoon in, it's this one. Okay, one's down. Like I said, takes 4 shots. Oh my god, we suffered a lot of damage. That is not good at all. And all it took was 1 more harpoon gun. Okay, couple of things in this storage area over here. So first of all, we are gonna get a sneak peek of this level's first secret, and don't worry, I'm gonna show you a way to get there. But what you need to do is move 2 crates out of the way to get a sort of a sneak peek of another corridor that's gonna be patrolled by a mercenary. Oh no, that reminds me, before we do that, let me show you how to get goodies. So, if you swim back down here, you will find this netting over here, and inside this underwater corridor, you can get your hands on harpoons and a small medpack. Now, why is this important to do this first? That's because this is attached to a corridor which will be patrolled by a mercenary should you look at it from this side, and that was what I was about to do, meaning we would be at a risk of getting shot at whilst picking these goodies up, okay? So I didn't want that to happen yet. Okay, and now that's just a preview on another area. That's the cage we emerged from. That will lead to the first secret, and finally there's a way to continue the level. So back into the storage. Let's now move this crate out of the way, and now I'm gonna show you the mercenary I talked about in the corridor we just went under. The way this level is interconnected is absolutely fascinating. Okay, you should be patrolling from the right. There he is, see? So this way we triggered the appearance of this mercenary, but we already picked up the goodies under that corridor, so we are not at risk of being shot at, which is just as well. Okay, that's a box of flares. Let's also press the switch here, which opens up the path to continue the level. You could see Lara's shadow rolling there, actually. So it's right underneath us. But we still have some unfinished business with that first secret. Okay, and back into the water. We no longer need to revisit this storage area. Alrighty then. So what we want to do, seeing as we're on the outside of the cage, we kind of want to swim above it, okay? This has very neatly hidden Uzi clips over here. And if you continue down this yellow corridor over here, you will find a bunch of harpoons and dolphins with a real reward. And a bit of a musical cue telling you you're well on your way. And look at them, the dolphins! And we are now in the area that was revealed via the first shot of the level, with the yellow submersible swimming through here, the hole with toxic goo spilling out of it in one of the channels, so to speak. And this is where we started, okay? So let's, however, get swept up by the current. The current is good because it will speed up the process of getting us to oxygen, which we are now running out of. Let's get to the right first. Oh, wait, no. I was supposed to go to the left. My apologies. This will actually serve as a way back. Ah, there we go. So, my friends, we are on the other side of the metal mesh with the first secret, and this is a generous one. So many medpacks. I mean, they probably knew how much people are not comfortable with underwater combat, so they wanted to compensate. And there's the dolphin. By the way, just like the orcas in Area 51, these are bloodthirsty bastards that want to nibble on Lara repeatedly. And there's gonna be one dolphin later on where this is gonna become a problem, okay? So, they just happen to deal 0 damage, which is good for us. Now let's immediately get MP5 out. Oh, okay. I didn't want to risk getting, you know, revenge potshots at us. And if I'm not mistaken, the mercenary dropped a couple of MP5 clips. There we go. And we are now in the tunnel behind the webbing, remember? So we can now go back. Now you can go back to the storage area, but since we already pressed the button inside to continue the level, we absolutely do not need to do this. So instead, let's bravely explore the new underwater frontiers. By the way, I'm impressed with how well they managed to segment the level. That's all happening, you know, under, sort of on the seabed, you know, so deeply undersea. They essentially took the beginning area of 40 fathoms and expanded it to a full-fledged level. It must have been really challenging. Okay, grenades at the top of the yellow underwater lab. Then in this dark corner over here, a box of flares and a yellow bulb. We will need it later. And I just want to see if I can pick the rocket up and not drown. Okay, I am really risking everything here. Miss Croft. Please, 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 swim fast, swim quickly. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, that was close but efficient. Please don't do that. It's not worth it. Okay, guys, so we are inside this large diving bell over here. It comes with a couple of goodies, which is good for us. And I would like to draw attention to that side over there. You can see a diving bell dropping in the distance, and from that diving bell, 2 divers will emerge. That's what the musical cue is all about, okay? So, get ready for another fight with the harpoon gun. Get comfortable with it. This is the crane where we picked up the rocket. In the corner up there, we picked up a yellow bulb. We will need not just a yellow bulb, but also a blue one for the console on this side over here. It's actually more easier to distinguish them in the original graphics than the remastered ones, which are darker. Anywho, let's fight them. Again, 4 harpoons per each. Oh my god, they're here already. Casting a huge scary shadow. Okay. I can't tell if it's his blood or our blood. Anyway, Lara, reload, and you should have a full magazine to take care of the other fella. By the way, you cannot get into the diving bell they were coming out of, just in case you're wondering. If you look inside, these are the same diving bells used in the RX Tech Mines level, but they are kind of filled with water. Yeah, you're not really supposed to get here, which beats the purpose of a diving bell. And this right here is sort of the skybox showing the rest of the seabed. It's a cool effect. Cute effect. Oh, he's behind us. Thank you, photo mode. Ah! Thank goodness, Miss Croft. Wonderful. So both divers are down. We took some damage, but we can keep going. Let me show you where the blue light bulb is. And you know what? Also a bunch of our harpoons I would like to show you. So these lights kind of lead the way, so you don't get lost, which is very good. So a bundle of harpoons here, in case you're struggling on ammo. And by the way, what we're trying to achieve is opening this restricted area here. Authorized personnel only. When we accomplish that, guess what? There'll be another diving bell appearing here with more divers. Next to it, however, is the way to the second secret of the level. But even before that... Oh no, the divers are here already. Gosh darn it. Okay, we need to catch some breath. So, let's get here. Whew. This thing right here saved us. Not only that, it holds the second light bulb we need. You'd think these are fuses or something that powers up the console, not just a nice Christmas light, but there you have it. By the way, the magazine in the harpoon gun is still bugged in the Lost Artifact, meaning, remember, we unholstered the weapon with 4 shots in the magazine, then we drew it, and Lara had just 3 in it. It's very inconsistent, unfortunately. Oh, nicely done, Miss Croft. This was excellent, and we no longer have to worry about the second diving bell. Okay, guys, so with the remaining breath, here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the second secret of the level. There we go, the lovely chime. And I think I'm going to do it this way. So, let's pick up the flare box. We can do this, no penalty whatsoever. But keep in mind, all the way in the distance, in the remastered graphics, you can kind of already see it, is the yellow submersible we've seen at the beginning, just lying in wait, with murderous intent. And for some reason, they don't mind us picking up the flares, but they take real issue with us picking up the shotgun shells. The good thing is, inadvertently, they'll end up clearing a path for us. But first of all, let me show you yet another diving bell with another pocket of air we can get to. And I just realized I still haven't saved the level, which is making me extra nervous, but kind of exciting, you know what I mean? Like, this is it, this is the real thrill, the danger of losing everything. Well, I mean, half an hour of playtime, but, you know. Okay. And now, let me explain the gist of this, and hopefully I will not die. I remember this being extremely difficult in the original. Let's see if 60 FPS makes it easier. So, pick up these shotgun shells. but align yourself facing that wall, and as you pick them up, immediately start swimming for upwards, upwards, upwards. Nothing else matters. Up. Oh! And the yellow submersible crashed into the wall, revealing it further, which is cool because it's gonna lead us to the best weapon in the game and another achievement where we will solve a mystery of a submarine. But this is really interesting because you could have seen glimpses of the original yellow submersible flying off into the distance, but the flip map switch already triggering and part of the map geometry being replaced by this copy of the yellow submersible. Yeah, it's almost like movie trickery that breaks the illusion somewhat, but I find this really fascinating. And there we go. An absolutely ancient submersible. At its very back, we are gonna get our hands on the beautiful Desert Eagle. Now you must pick it up along with these 2 piles of Desert Eagle clips to unlock the achievement and solving a mystery. There we go, another mystery. Solve, explore the U-740 submarine. I would very much like to take a screenshot of this. Let's see if flare will work. Ooh, even in the original. Oh, that's excellent. Okay, and let me turn you, Miss Croft. And by the way, guys, in case you're alarmed because we're dying and running out of breath, do not worry. The submarine has a very convenient air pocket above it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this submarine was essentially lost at the precipice of the beginning of the World War II. I'm not exactly sure, as World War II is not a topic I'm particularly keen on or interested in. But I'm gonna find out, and if there's any information I can find about the submarine, I'm gonna provide it in the link in the description below, like I always do about these things. For example, in my previous video, I linked an article about Stephenson's rocket, so I want to give you guys an information about this. But if I'm not mistaken, this submarine was actually still never discovered, never found, which is why it almost had a mythological status, what happened to it and the fate of its crew. So the Core Era developers just did a really cool Easter egg here. Deep in the sea between England and France is where the crew met its fate, okay? Guys, we have a Desert Eagle. Now, I'm not gonna just go crazy with it in this level, oh no, but later on, it's gonna become absolutely invaluable to dispatch a couple of annoying monkeys and possibly the hardest achievement of this expansion. Okay guys, we are doing great. The only thing left to do is to essentially open the door over there. Restricted area, authorized personnel only. Well, let me show you what I think about that. You should not underestimate a woman armed with a blue and a yellow Christmas light. And she's gonna clear the path with these things. How the console works, why it works like that, I truly do not know. Ah, the corpses of the divers. I don't know why, it's like war trophies, you know, it just makes me happy to see the challenges we overcame. Now again, the remasters will of course automatically pick the correct color for you, which again is something introduced by the original Tomb Raider 4, and I'm not a fan of that. You know, let us players figure it out. But of course this is useful for people with, you know, limited or full color blindness, so I get that. Okay. And now, let's just keep going through that authorized area tunnel. Sorry, restricted area tunnel. We are definitely not authorized to go there, which makes it a little bit more exciting. And so far, you know, we've been fighting divers and mercenaries, getting goodies, but we haven't really gotten to the mystery, as in what's going on, why is this connected with Shakespeare Cliff and the fifth artifact and that sort of thing. And this is kind of where it's gonna get really, really interesting, okay? So, let's go for a breath, and I would like to show you the following cavern. And I think I'm gonna make this level's first save here, because the the monsters SLinc operated makes me a bit nervous. So there's a bundle of harpoon here if you need it, and for now this entire area is safe, so in case you're running low, I want to show you where you can get the extra ammo before engaging the enemies. And in this toxic goo that you can... You know, I still don't see the harpoons, I just remember they are here. Yeah. Imagine how difficult it was for me to find them. You can find another one. Now, the gist of this area is that we will need to open 2 cages, from which, by the way, you can see the toxic goo from the 5th artifact spilling, and we'll need to release 2 underwater fish mutants. We'll need to fight them, kill them, and not take any damage. Furthermore, there is a tunnel to the third and final secret of the level, which is gonna have another one, and then later on, towards the very end of the level, you are gonna face the fourth one and unlock Monsters SLinc Operated. So, you got that? Good. But even before we start releasing mutants willy-nilly, there is an entire research lab adjacent to this. This time it comes in white, not in yellow. And there is a lone mercenary guarding it on the inside. See, this fella over here, he doesn't know we are here. He has locked himself inside. And in order for us to progress, we need to get inside to get to a switch, which opens this door. So guess how you get his attention? This is really cool. And honestly, these are mechanics we've already seen employed in Nevada in TR3. Just make noise. And there he comes running. Which is a bad decision for him. You know what, I think I feel shotgun for this one. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. Let's see, does he drop anything actually? I can't remember. No? Okay, that's a bit of a bummer. Now, what's a bit annoying is that we now get to hear the alarm.
Alarm! Alarm!
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But hey, flares, small medpack, and again, this blends so well with the textures that it's very easy to miss, but harpoons over here, okay? First time I played this level, I missed the harpoons at the very beginning and the ones here. And by the way, trapdoor leading into the facility. Now, this might seem like a vicious trap, and an annoying one, because you'll just need to swim back, but this will in fact be very useful air pocket for us. Now, we have opened the iron grating over here, and if we follow this corridor all the way to its very end, we are gonna get a preview of one of the final areas of the level, which is really neat. By the way, mind the rocket. Again, I can't overstate how useful these will be for the final boss. And a small medpack. And I think from here already we get a glimpse of a patrolling mercenary. Ah, there he is. Yep, he's gonna get what's coming to him. I think that's the final one we'll face. Awesome. So, what was the purpose of accessing this corridor other than the goodies? Well, you see you have these two red valves over here. Now, if you want to make the Monsters SLinc Operated achievement somewhat easier for you, please choose one and don't turn both of them. Because this will ensure you only have to face one fish mutant at a time, okay? I think I'm gonna start with this one. Okay, and the monster is revealed, and our job now is to get in with Harpoon. Now, you can get to the water quicker via falling there, but that's gonna take you closer to the mutant and more likely for it to catch you off guard. So instead, I'm gonna make a save here, the first one of this level, and let's see if we can keep going until the very level end and not get bit by these things.
No, sir. I like my food to move. I'm going to eat you, little fish.
Now, like I said, entering via this tunnel, you are gonna have a much better view to assess the situation, the distance of the mutant and so on, than if you were to use the trapdoor over there. Now, one important thing, make sure these guys do not even initiate the biting animation.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
If this works like the fish soup or the clever girl achievements in the previous entries, this could already invalidate our achievement, okay? Now you can see wondering what on earth did we just kill. Don't worry, I'm gonna take a picture of these things later on to have a better view. But now I'm way too focused to not get bitten. So, whilst we're here, and after having went for a rebreather, let's try and enter this secret tunnel over here. Oh, that summons another one. Oh yeah, baby. So, let's get ready for it. Again, put some distance between us. That's what this relationship needs. You know, some time apart. Okay. Okay, I think if we hit with all of them, it should take one... Oh no, she did not fire off the final one in the magazine. Oh god, oh god, oh god. It's really close. We're running out of breath. Oh, thank god that was close.
Fish.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Okay, you know what? Let's go for a rebreather here. That's 2 out of 4 fish muties down. And by the way, Oh, no. Lara, what was that? This is not time for that. I'm really putting your lungs through their bases, aren't I? Okay, guys, so let me just explain a couple of things. We have cleared that tunnel, the cage we released the first fish mutant from, and we have cleared this secret tunnel over here. So let's unlock the Codex of the Tunnel. But first, let's pick up the large medpack here. I think when we pick up the grenade launcher, which is a reward for the secret, that's when the secret will register. It's right over here. There we go. Codex of the Tunnel. Collect all secrets in the tunnel levels. They didn't use the word Codex of England because we already had that in the base Tomb Raider 3, which is cool. Another cool thing is we get a preview of a storage area with some very unfortunate looking fellas inside. Okay, we are gonna get inside there and get a better look, don't you worry. I'm gonna again put Lara's lung through their paces, and whilst we still can, I would like to swim into the first cage where we released the first mutant from and get a DNA sample. Yeah, it looks honestly like a box of cereals or fish scales or something like that. Let's see, mutant sample. Honestly, even the remastered version looks bad. Even the original one, it's like take your pick. I guess it's a little less bad than the OG. Now, I don't think we are gonna make it inside the facility itself, so let's go for a rebreather here. Oh, absolutely. And now, I would very much like to turn the other wheel. So now we need to swim back. Back means, oh, okay, gotcha. You know, each time I go for a dive, I completely forget which direction I'm supposed to head, because everything looks the same. Alrighty then. And there we go. So again, it's really up to you. If you want an increased challenge, you can absolutely release both mutants via the red valves at the same time, but doing it gradually is just gonna make your life easier, especially as far as the achievement is concerned. But I think I'm gonna release both of them when I'll be tackling my no commentary long play video of this expansion. And you know what? I'm gonna be a cocky bastard. I'm gonna enter here. Let's see if I'll learn to regret this.
I'm gonna eat you little fishies. I'm gonna eat you little fishy. Yeah.
So, where's the mutie? It would probably be beneficial to scout ahead with the photo mode. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere, so I'm a bit scared that he in fact went deeper into the tunnel. Oh yeah, absolutely. Which leads to the sort of later stages of the level. Now we need to lure him in, but he seems to be stuck, which I guess could also be good for us. Oh no, I don't want him to get stuck and then unstuck just to bite us. But it seems that's exactly what's happening. Oh my god, no, that's not good. Oh shoot. See, his back is turned, but that's just an illusion. He's... Okay, Lara, swim, swim, swim. Remember, he must not even initiate the biting animation, or that could already mean we have failed the achievement, alright? So let's just go out, and we are also running out of breath, and I don't like it. Miss Croft?
Yeah, I got you, man. I'm gonna...
Oh my... No! Guys, I'll have to repeat the whole segment again. I actually thought those harpoons would finish him off. Oh, this is very unfortunate.
Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal.
Okay, this is a much better angle. Let's not squander this opportunity, Miss Croft. I'll be honest, I have no idea how many harpoons you actually hit him with, but let's see. And you know what? A picture-perfect opportunity presents itself. Do we want to capture the harpoons in flight? Absolutely. So my friends, these fish mutants, if we can call them that, I mean the achievement does, seem to be heavily mutated dolphins, and the Hand of Rathmore, the 5th artifact, has something to do with it. Let's see. Okay, I'm actually scared of releasing the photo mode key. Oh, thank goodness gracious.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal.
And now we can enter its cage, pick up the second mutant sample. So the previous one was green or blue, this one comes in red. Different strains, I guess. And let's enter sort of the final area of the level. We are getting close. Okay, first things first. Whilst we're listening to the puzzle element theme, I wanna sort of draw your attention to this. Seems Miss Lay was a very bad girl. She was not happy experimenting just on dolphins, but creating almost Lovecraftian fish people. Now we are gonna see their eyes from a better angle later on, but I kinda wanna show you what they look like in the OGs. And, you know, this to me was always funny and goofy. But this is truly the stuff of nightmares. I'm not gonna, you know, linger any longer on that. First of all, let's take out our aggression on the lone guard here. No revenge pot shots, thank you very much. This is the final one. He has dropped a small medpack, and also in this part of the facility we can get our hands on some explosive ordnance. We've seen it on the other side of this grate. Remember the tunnel we were in? Now on the ledge above, there will in fact be a couple of grenades. Both will be incredibly useful in the following level. There we go. And that's it as far as this facility is concerned. There's just a little one tiny detail of a 5th artifact pickup right over here, but you try to pick this thing up, unsurprisingly it will set Lara on fire. This whole thing is covered in radioactive goo that, as we already figured out, is completely safe to swim in, but not to touch on dry air. And, interesting, it's almost fully transparent in the original graphics. This was not the case in the actual PC release. I think they messed it up here. But in the remaster, it looks actually quite nice. I would very much like to take a picture of the Hand of Rathmore. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this. Just for comparison's sake. Okay, so we need to flood the whole chamber with water. By the way, I think one of the reasons why I have such fond memories of this level is that the last time I played it, it was shortly after the celebration of the Tomb Raider Orchestral Suite being released. And me and my brother, we attended a celebration in Hatfield Manor in 2018, where we met Nathan McCree, even Alison Carroll, who modeled Lara during the LAU era. It was kind of incredible to meet these people and talk to them. Oh my god, we get a good view of the fish mutant here. Now, I don't want to get closer to the glass, who knows, that might make it initiate the biting animation. This guy is the final obstacle keeping us from this coveted achievement, and finishing him off is going to be tricky. Because by the time he'll become accessible, he might get stuck in a certain way that might make it impossible to kill him without him biting us. And of course I'm not gonna save before that, so we'll see how many times I'll have to repeat our fish fighting shenanigans. By the way, you already noticed we've been moving around these zoologique crates in Shakespeare Cliff. We are moving them in this facility, so it seems that inside these crates there were actual live test subjects. Look, they have manacles. These are people who've been chained up. And maybe some failed experiments? They have fish scales all across their body. I don't know what French zoo delivers people, but we need to shut that thing down. And I think these are the same unfortunate people in a more advanced evolution stage, and this kind of makes me wonder. The fish mutants we're fighting, which by the way for all intents and purposes are just retextured crocodiles, are these the people? Or are these mutated dolphins? This is really unclear what exactly is going on here. So take your pick. Human DNA, dolphin DNA, and this is maybe the result. Plus, other than the mutant samples, add the Hand of Rathmore into the mix, okay? So this is really intriguing to me. Now, let's just move this thing out of the way. And we are gonna reveal a console. Now, these are gonna be 2 consoles that are gonna be colored, I guess. It's really dark in here. Oh no, this one is grey, so I'm gonna assume the one on the other side that we just uncovered is also gonna be grey. Okay, well, the inventory system is gonna suggest the correct mutant sample. Shame, they could have added a colored stripe, you know, corresponding with the sample. And on the screen here, we see dolphins, so this was probably a dolphin DNA. By the way, remember, the third and final secret with the grenade launcher was here? Now, if we enter the second sample into this console over here, we again see dolphin DNA. So maybe the fish mutants we're fighting are just dolphins, not people? You know, that's a bit of a missed opportunity. They could have turned one of these consoles into a human face or something like that. Not only would it be absolutely horrifying, but it would give us more story details about how the mutants were created. But anywho, somehow adding the DNA samples into that, we caused the whole place with the Hand of Rathmo to flood, and therefore we finally get our hands on it. There we go. I kind of expected an achievement for this, but no. And there we go. The name is officially confirmed, the Hand of Rathmo. This is a more proper look at what it looked like in the original, you know, just carved in the shape of a hand. But the remasters for all those artifacts, even in the core game, added these unique white markings, which I really appreciate. It's like Polynesians, back when they carved them from the meteorite, just took some effort to make them more artistically appealing, which is pretty awesome. So yeah. We're gonna learn a bit more about its powers, don't you worry. Now, we should be missing 1 pickup and 1 kill. This is good, we have missed nothing. But the hard part is up ahead, because the moment we press this lever, we are gonna release the final fish mutant, and that guy tends to stuck somewhere he shouldn't. What's worse, the dolphin over here is just making things unnecessarily difficult. So, let's employ the tool called photo mode. Oh, great. What I didn't want to happen, happened. See, the fish mutant's trying to make a run for it for the level exit. But this is not good. Because this means that we'll need to lure it back somehow without getting bitten. Oh, it's getting closer. Now the dolphin's blocking us. That's not good. Let's just look behind if the mutie... No, it did not make it back here. Well, anyway, we need to go for a rebreather. So, let's do that. Still nothing? Nope. And this is what I'm talking about. This is gonna make unlocking the achievement particularly vicious. Honestly, I think the best course of action at this point is just to ditch the harpoon gun altogether. Do not even bother. We just need to get him to come down without being bitten, and then get onto solid surface to shoot him from. That's the safest way. And I wish I could tell you how to do this, you know, reliably well. Oh, he's getting down. Oh, the dolphin. Gosh darn it. See, I told you the dolphin's gonna be a problem. But no, the mutie is still up there. And at some point, the mutie is just gonna have to take a decisive action if it wants to kill us. Oh my god, it's here, it's here. We are dangerously close to triggering the biting animation. But okay, I think we made it. We made it. Okay, Only once in my 4 playthroughs of this level, when I was sort of testing it across platforms and practicing, did the mutant not get stuck. So I got extremely lucky there. Okay, it's now entering this room. Let's keep just exploiting that photo mode. And now, let's get up Miss Croft, and you know what to do. Yep.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal.
I will.
Oh, thank God. Monsters SLinc operated defeat 4 fish mutants without being hurt. Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to repeat the whole thing again. Awesome. And from this point on, guys, you will never ever need the harpoon gun. Well, technically, you didn't need it for the final fish mutant either, okay? But guys, we unlocked all 3 achievements, we have all the kills, we're still missing a pickup, and this is actually this level's Bloodhound achievement pickup. Right over here, again, very difficult to see in both the original and the remastered controls, even from inside the room. If you scout ahead, checking the window, it's just ducked in this corner. You know, given how difficult it is to see, I guess it's a worthwhile Bloodhound candidate. And again, another view of both of the parts of the channel. But the hole in the facility is on the other side. I kind of have expected it to be here and the toxic goo spilling from where we are, but anywho. Now, there is one more picture I would like to take before we wrap things up, and timing is everything for this one. You're gonna find yourself at a diving bell on surface. This honestly reminds me of, I can't remember if it was Bioshock 1 or Bioshock 2 ending, when the little sisters would make it to the surface via the bathysphere. This is what it reminds me of. And just, I mean, look, it's a starry night. Honestly, this is again where the original did such a better job with the skybox, because you could see the sun. I'm trying to think, it was probably falling, not rising, right? So an evening was upon us. And unfortunately, it's just a starry night. It's still beautiful, but doesn't get the same emotion across, you know? Anywho, the moment you climb up here, you're gonna get a sweeping shot of planes, skip it with the look key, so that you can enter the camera mode, or the photo mode, and take a picture of these things. I am not missing the opportunity. If I'm not mistaken, this is a German cross, and this right here, oh, that's a French flag. So it's France versus Germany, World War II planes. Are we reenacting World War II? Is this like a continuation of the U-boat reference? I don't understand. Or maybe this is just some historical recreation going on. I mean, Lara's real lucky, isn't she? Okay, let's do something about her pose, though. Yeah, she's just watching the planes, that works. Oh yeah, this is perfect. And in her wetsuit, and let's of course take the original. I appreciate the fact they had to rework these for the remasters. And they look pretty good, I have to say. So, you take another step across this threshold and the level will end. And unfortunately, we do not get to drive the best vehicle of Tomb Raider 3, the boat from Antarctica. By the way, the engine still says Croft 2001. But anywho guys, very happy with how this turned out. So I'm gonna make a level end save here. Again, including level end save, we only saved twice, which is awesome. We'll see if I can finish the playthrough under 200 saves, given all the playthroughs we did so far. And let's see the stats. There we go. My friends, this was Sleeping with the Fishes, honestly one of the most remarkable underwater levels ever made. Now, of course, it doesn't quite have the atmosphere of the Wreck of Maria Doria or the Deck or Living Quarters, but gameplay-wise and the way they segmented it, yet connected it, it just impresses me to no end. And we actually had to master using the harpoon gun, which feels great. So, we have found all 3 secrets, unlocking the Another Mystery resolved and the Codex of the Tunnel. We have gotten our hands on all 57 goodies, including the Bloodhound pickup, so we are now at 4 out of 6. We're getting there, we really are, and we have killed all 15 enemies, including the 4 fish mutants, and with some mishaps we managed to do it without being hurt and unlocking the monster's SLinc Incorporated achievement. Awesome! No breakable objects to speak of, we didn't use a med pack, and we did it with just over half an hour, not counting the photo mode time, of course, because that's not taken into the time taken statistic. So, a bit of a longer level, guys. I hope you absolutely enjoyed. And before I part today, so that we will go and tackle the final French chapter of the expansion, I would like to say thanks to my absolutely amazing patrons, without whom I couldn't go and get this far. Blangoopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Pooh the 2, and A. Brian. Thank you guys so much for your support, and also for treating me to a glass of champagne during Tomb Raider Orchestral Suite celebration at Hatfield Manor. Next, I would like to give big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Durney, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, and Dick DeBee. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also today for rescuing all 3 dolphins from this evil twisted facility. Just please make sure not to bring them to the nearest French zoo, because that place is an absolute madhouse, as we'll see in the next video. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your brave support of the channel, and also for calling up on your war buddies, engineers who have been able to patch up the radioactive leak at the channel, preventing further contamination of the seabed. And finally, I would like to say one very, very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, for all your kind comments, and also for today feeding the cat, making him the most handsome devil in space. Now, his cuisine isn't exactly complicated, but he sure does eat a lot, and you kept him well fed, happy, and absolutely handsome. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for making it to the very end of the video and watching it this far. I hope you've enjoyed a trek through a scary underwater level. These are always dreaded, but I love them to bits, and hopefully now you know how to tackle different strategies here and it will help you out in your own playthrough. And I have to tell you, it's gonna get much harder achievement-wise in the next level. Now, I do have a plan, but it just needs to be tested and tweaked further, so I'm gonna get right to it so that I can bring you the penultimate level as soon as possible. And until I'll see you guys next time, I wish you all happy raiding.